Hi guys, this is Camilo, and today I want to spend a few minutes talking about mindset. And I think this is one of those videos that I know a lot of people kind of roll their eyes. Here we go with the positive hunky-dory stuff. And I really encourage you to watch every last second of this video because you're going to get something really incredible out of it. For some of you, what you really need is validation from other people who've gone through hard times or who've applied certain strategies and it's worked for you to finally take that step and do it yourself. Well, I want to be able to do that for you. I'm here to tell you guys that there's a reason why some of you struggle. There's a reason why some of you who are new are going to struggle while other people seem to just fly off into the stratosphere at Mach speed. And it has everything to do with mindset, specifically the ability for you to leverage your desire for what you want and then use that to feed your faith and belief and to feed your determination to stay consistently on track, on point, and determined to get the thing you want. And I can't begin to express to you how important that is because I can't remember at any point in the last 7, 8 years where I haven't trained my brain to accept these new belief systems, if you will, and remove the old limiting ones so that I can have what I wanted. I've never accomplished anything of significance unless I did this. It is universal law, pretty much. Okay, from the time back in 2006 where I literally doubled my salary. Literally, I went from making $75,000 a year to making six figures. I had so much leverage. I had no idea, but I knew one thing for sure. I knew that I was going to quit my job on a Wednesday morning in August 2006, and I walked into that office, never even told my wife I was going to do this, just literally made up my mind that morning because I was so sure, based on everything I was learning from people like Tony Robbins, John Maxwell, and other personal development coaches that I had just begun to follow because I was so fascinated by the concept of really sort of breaking free from these shackles of conventional wisdom and knowledge that I had this unstoppable confidence in myself. And so I wake up, I go into my office, I quit, and they wouldn't let me quit. I had no idea how much leverage I had. I came back thinking, well, they told me to just tell them what it would take, any number. And I kept thinking, what if I say 100,000? No one in my position at that time, okay, had made $100,000 managing that department. No one. And I remember writing 100,000 on the post-it note, and I was going to give it to my studio director. And then I said, I can't do it. So I crumpled it up and I took a new one out and I put $95,000 and I said, plus my overtime, because I knew that I was going to have to work overtime no matter what. And I said, well, the overtime will more than compensate for the 5,000. Well, did it ever? Because within 2 hours of presenting that little piece of paper, they said, okay, whatever you need, whatever you want. And instantly, I upped my salary by $20,000 plus I added an extra $35,000 a year in salary, which is what I tracked out when you put in the extra time I spent working past my 40-hour work week, which was paid at, which was basically overtime, paid at 1.5 times. And then here's the crazy thing that happened. Then I got really flamboyant and just totally like, I was unstoppable. I felt, well, if it's this easy to make money, what am I doing? Working and trading time for money. I'm going to go become a real estate investor. And lo and behold, I was determined to do that, and it was magical, guys. My intention, my focus, and my belief was so strong. I think about that thing every single day. I'd put a blank check on my refrigerator with this imaginary number. I came up, I just pulled it out of my butt. I said I want to make $15,000, in my first deal. And I actually did not even write 15,000. I remember I was like so concerned with like not believing that I could make $15,000 because I'd never bought a piece of property before. I had no idea what I was doing. So I wrote 14,797, some crazy amount like that. Well, guys, over the course of, I'd say 4 to 6 months, some way, somehow, I clicked on this banner. Next thing you know, I'm on this landing page for a webinar, not a webinar, I'm sorry, an actual boot camp seminar. I flew down to Charlotte. I flew my brother and myself down to Charlotte. In this boot camp, I learned a ton from a bunch of different investors that tried to sell me thousands of dollars worth of courses, and of course I bid on a couple. But I walked out of there with an incredible asset, and that was a relationship with a man who was actually an investor here in North Carolina, where my wife was from at the time. And I remember basically starting to communicate with this man via email, and I told him, look, I'm very interested in getting started in real estate. I don't know what to do. I need a mentor. And he agreed. Now, this guy turned out to be a little bit of a crook later on, and we're not going to get into that. You know, I don't have any grudge towards this gentleman anymore. But suffice to say, I started working with him, and guys, it was incredible. I mean, within 6 months, I mean, we had basically 3 deals on the table. I flew down to North Carolina. I think it was sometime in March, April, May. It was right before summertime, guys, and I signed paperwork. And for the very first time in my life, I was now the owner of 3 properties. I made about $14,600. I was off by, I think it was like $70 from what I wrote in that stupid blank check on the refrigerator. And it was just nuts. And so you can imagine how I felt. I mean, I quit my job this time for real, came down to North Carolina, bought a truck, and I thought, here we go. I'm going to become, you know, this mega millionaire real estate investor. Now, of course, what happened? The market crashed, and I lost my shirt. I went bankrupt, foreclosed. Do you think I stayed down? Do you think I could ever, after that experience, not get back on my feet? I don't think so. So ask yourself right now, what's holding you back? I think if you're honest with yourself, you're going to realize that it's nothing more than your personal belief system right now. And I know you've heard this before, but you got to listen to it again over and over. And you've got to hear from people like me talking about it so that you know that it's not hocus pocus stuff. This isn't like The Secret. I love The Secret, but it's not like you're going to think about that, you know, Porsche and it's going to just appear on your driveway the next day. It's that when you start to really focus on your belief system, when you start to really focus on replacing what you currently believe with what's possible, what's your undeniable divine right, because everyone has the right to the life they want and deserve. It's just that you have to believe it so that the opportunities present themselves. And it's not like magic pixie dust. It's not that suddenly the opportunity shows up tomorrow. It's more like when you start doing certain things in a certain way, you become in tune to opportunity or with opportunity. You just sort of get into this different state of consciousness that allows you to lock in, and then you just pounce, right? You pounce and you take action, and then magical things happen. It's the way it works, guys. And I've never done anything of great significance. I live a pretty good life right now, but right now, I also know that I want freedom. I have a great opportunity that most people would kill for, but I have no freedom. I go to work, and work tells me when to wake up, when to go home, when to eat lunch, how many days out of the year I can take off and not go to work, how many holidays, or which ones I can even observe. You know, when the alarm goes off at 6 o'clock, I don't have a choice not to wake up. So why not change that? And better yet, why not change that by helping other people do the exact same thing? Why not change that? What can be more rewarding to me? Leading by example and showing people that you do not have to accept your current reality. That's what I'm about right now. And that's why this video is so incredibly important, because if you follow me over the next 90 days, you're going to see someone who believes, who is intent of completely erasing any type of limiting belief and only accepting one reality, and that is, what do I want my life to be like in 90 days? What choices do I want? What type of freedom do I want to enjoy? And it's not how do I get there, it's when will I get there? Because the answers are already inside of you. It's when are you going to make the decision to get there? That's the question you really have to ask. And the only one you really need to answer is, when are you going to make the decision to get there? I've already made mine. All you have to do is start making yours. And it starts with first knowing what you want. Success means different things to different people, folks. But no matter what it is, whether it's $5,000 a month so you can replace your job and keep the things you have, or $50,000 a month so you can live an unbelievable lifestyle, or just a couple of $1,000s a month because you love your job, but you just want to take more exotic vacations. I don't care what your definition of happiness and success is, whatever it is. All you have to do is start believing that you can have that, and that there is a way to do it, and it's scientific, and it's proven, and it works over and over and over and over, and I promise you, you're going to get the results you want. I promise you. I promise you. You can start today. Click on the button below. It's totally free. Go check out our training. It's completely free. Just take a look at what we do, and then you decide. You decide. But do something starting right now, today, and start by training your mind to believe that you're entitled, that it is your divine right to have the life you deserve. I appreciate you, and I hope to see you again on the next video. Take care. Do yourself a favor. Click on that button right now and just take a look at what we're about and why we honestly believe that we can change the world together. Lock arms with us. Do it now. If anything, just go to the personal development section of the site and empower yourself to do something great starting right now. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next time.